Hi, welcome back to my cup of TV with Jenny,
JD,
Erin, and Kat.
It feels good to have everybody back.
I know.
I film on my own and I'm like, hi.
It's such a long
I'm
time.
here. So today's video is not a wheel spin. It's a Patreon request from... Now, we've had a debate over this, okay? If it's Ryan or Rianne. If you can let us know.
Both very nice names.
Yes.
We weren't sure which way to pronounce it.
Settle an argument.
Yeah. Yeah.
She has sponsored the video of Who Is BTS. So you say it's Sugar and Spice?
By Sugar and Spice, yeah. Who is BTS? The Seven Members of Bangtan introduction. It's a good one.
Yeah, so you've seen it.
Yeah.
One day we're going to find one. You're like, oh, I haven't seen this.
Yeah. Yeah, fun.
So yeah, I think we go straight into it because we know that it's Who Is BTS. So
yeah.
it's self-explanatory.
Is it gonna when was it made? Is it gonna cover up until a point, or is it like quite recent, so we'll have everything?
Actually, I think it's now, we're obviously in 2021, I think it's kind of fairly old. It doesn't come into anything too recent, actually. There's going to be stuff in here. You're going to see lots of clips of stuff that you haven't seen yet, which is quite cool. Obviously, it's always nice when you guys see new stuff. But teasers. A lot of it's kind of teasers, because they're like clips to other stuff we're going to watch that are on the list. But there's also going to be potentially information in here that will make you sad, because obviously their journey has been difficult, so...
No, I refuse to be sad.
Yeah, but this is it. This is laying the track for where we eventually get to watch like the hardships videos and things like that.
I need a hot chocolate and a blanket.
Yeah. So we'll see.
And I might take Shuki out of the box.
That's when you need a big plushie. Yeah.
I
already gave you a hot chocolate.
Yeah, no, but I'll need like another one.
Oh, I see.
Do they do? You know, you can get those big like jumpers that you can wear like down here, that are basically like blanket jumpers.
I've got one.
Do you get those in blanket jumpers?
In BT21?
Possibly.
Because if so, I think we need them. So they're
with
hugging
the ears
us.
on it. With the ears
yeah,
on it.
to tell us that it's okay.
Okay, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And if you head over to Patreon, we are 4 videos ahead. The shoulder!
So we've got some subtitles to watch.
Oh, they're all in it.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm supposed to be reading.
Yeah. Would you like me to read it out?
Yes.
Okay. They're known for their fiery performances.
Okay.
Let's meet the 7 members of BTS. Kim Namjoon, leader, rapper, producer, born September 12th, 1994.
Jesus, 94.
RM is the leader and is often seen giving awards acceptance speeches for BTS. RM is a rapper who was active in the Korean underground hip-hop scene until he became the first member of BTS in 2009. BTS was originally supposed to be a hip-hop group, but the CEO later decided to debut it as a K-pop idol group.
He looks hot there.
Hang on, I want to pause. What would be the difference then between a hip-hop group and a K-pop idol group?
So an idol is someone in K-pop that does dancing, singing, rapping. They kind of do it all.
Oh, okay.
And they're also, there's the potential for them to be maybe slightly more poppy, or could go into something a little bit more cutesy, whereas just being straight hip-hop is not going to be cutesy. You're not going to be dance moves. Or it might have some choreo or whatnot, but it's going to be more sort of strictly hip-hop.
It's going to be
basically kind of more of that stuff, whereas an idol group is... in a way, it could be more of a slightly open genre, because they could, but again, that's one of the reasons that the guys who were rappers before were getting shit from people saying like, "Oh, you're going to be idols. You're going to be wearing makeup and dancing. You're basically like girls." And they were like, "Dude, like that. It's hard work. It's legit work." But they would potentially get shit from someone who's like, "Oh, I'm just a straight rapper. That's it. I'm just hardcore. I'm rapper." But you've sold out. You're an idol, and you dance like a puppet, and so. They are 2 different genres, but me personally, I don't think there's any disrespect for, because they do go into hip-hop style still, but they do more than that as well. So RM made the difficult decision of staying in BTS, even after some of the pressure they received. His peers looked down on him for betraying hip-hop, and idol fans looked down on him for not fitting Korean beauty standards.
So rude.
I don't understand Korean beauty standards, only because they all look so different, but they're all so beautiful.
Yeah, to us, we're like, how is that possible? Because they're all gorgeous.
I think it's skin for me. Every one I've seen
Just glow.
Yeah, and that's something I would die for. So automatically, they're all
we have
gorgeous.
beauty standards here, don't we? Especially when it comes to kind of weight and body shape.
Different in every country. Yeah, it's true. And do you know what? It's almost like no matter what it is for whatever territory or country you're in, if it's something that's at the point where it's making other people feel pressured and feel bad about themselves, then it's not right.
No.
And it's just, yeah, you're right.
I really like him blonde.
Oh, blonde RM's my favourite RM.
Look at him go.
몬스터 완전 아이돌 얼굴 아니. 방탄소년단에서 랩하는 아이돌로 되겠다는 건 래퍼를 포기한 거 아닌가? 노래는 힙합이라고 할 수 있나? 아니요.
뭐 이제 분장을 한다는 거는 메이크업을 하는 거 아니면 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는
아니 분장
여자.
In his 2015 mixtape, RM talked about his identity crisis between rapper and idol and aggressively responds to his critics. Yes, you do. RM's known for his extensive use of wordplay and his ability to rap diverse and complex beats.
He definitely can sound completely different from song to song.
RM used to be known as Rap Monster. He has outgrown that name, but he still has a studio called the Mon Studio where he has a hand in producing many BTS tracks.
The Mon Studio, I love that.
RM's had many collaborations, including with American artists such as Wale, Chris Calico, Warren G, and Fall Out Boy. RM learned English on his own, watching Friends. He's also fluent in Japanese and learning other languages.
Actually, my English teacher was the sitcom Friends.
Look how cute they look. He's the only one fluent in English. He translates and helps the others practice for English interviews.
Red hair.
Up here. Thank you. Wow, and we want to make new fans in here. Wow. I chose 마무리. Thank you for having us. We will show you everything today.
Please show us everything.
As the leader, he has a lot of responsibilities, including resolving conflicts, whether it's between the company and the group or between the group members.
I don't like the idea of them arguing.
He makes sure that the team stays united and focused for their performances. It's bound to happen, you know, there's 7 people. RM's also known for his beautiful and thoughtful speeches. RM often interacts with fans, including recommending music with the hashtag #RMusic and chatting in his live streams.
His American accent is it's
adorable, I love it.
Are you okay? Thank you so much, like, for everything, for the BDMAs, you know, like Hot 100, like iTunes, US, UK chart. Thank you.
Wait, Jin.
Yeah, I love him at the end there in the leather, blonde hair with the leather jacket. Just and again, it's so casual. It's like he's not even trying, and he just looks so good.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
RM.
Sorry.
If instead of watching Friends, he'd watch like a British sitcom to learn how. Imagine people watch
The In-Betweeners!
Or something. Can you imagine how different he would sound and like the phrases he would have picked up? Like that. I hope there's an alternate reality where instead of going to Friends, he's like, "Oh, what's this?"
Coronation Street.
Yes.
Wait, what would Downton Abbey?
Yeah.
Well, he does like practicing his British accent, doesn't he?
Harry Potter.
Shut up, Malfoy. Bottle of water.
So how would we say that? Seokjin?
Kim Seokjin.
Kim Seokjin.
Yeah, vocalist. December 4th, 1992.
I'm excited.
Where was I in 92?
Let's not go there. Let's not talk about how much older we are. We know we're Nooners. We've said that already.
I'm not.
I was still in primary school.
I'm not. Primary school.
Yeah.
I was in primary school.
Mm-hmm. You are a Nooner because you're a Nooner.
No,
to
I'm
them.
no.
You're older than
No,
them,
I'm
you're
not. I
before
refuse. We're
19.
not having this conversation. I will never accept it.
Now I know, going into this, from what I've seen so far and what people have said, Jin is the oldest, but maybe mentally the youngest.
Yeah, Jin is often that.
And that's not Jin, that's JK.
That parody. Yeah, that's JK. In fact, it just went from
Okay.
Jin. It just went from Jin. In Fake Love, yeah, Jin. The parody of Jin is that he is the oldest, but he's often like the youngest, and that's why him and JK have such a laugh, because he's just a big kid. He's lovely.
He's been tweaking my attention.
She was telling me this last night that he's catching her eye.
Jin was a theatre student in university when he was scouted after being seen getting off of a bus. He loves that story because he's like, I was so handsome they found me off the bus. In the fictional storyline that runs throughout the BTS music videos, Jin acts in his role as a pivotal character. That's the B universe.
I need to see him in that blue suit.
Jin's good looks have gotten him a lot of viral attention, first in Korea's car door guy at the Korean award show. Yeah, people were tweeting like, who is that guy? Then as the third guy from the left after showing up at Billboard Music Awards in 2017.
Well, it happened at the Grammys, didn't it? It's guy in the orange suit.
Worldwide Handsome's become a running gag for Jin, who's amused that he's still considered handsome outside of Korea.
I like how he runs with it.
Yeah. Jin also has other running gags such as flying kiss and his tendency to pull out paper hearts from random places.
Can you imagine being angry at him and him doing that?
Jin's the oldest in BTS, which is usually a big deal in Korea because the oldest person has the most authority. However, Jin doesn't use his power. He cares and cooks for the younger ones and hosts an eating segments called Eat Jin.
Maybe I need him so he can cook for me all the time.
Oh, he can cook, yeah.
How much he fits in his mouth amazes me.
Jin is known for his many dad jokes with bad Korean puns. He thinks he's hilarious. Oh, that's why, Jin.
I suppose that lands in Korea.
Yeah, we won't understand it, unfortunately. His laugh is hilarious. Since he had no background in singing, Jin's worked really hard to prove himself as a vocalist.
So they just pulled him in because he's pretty. And he manages to sound like that.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
His lips.
재능이 그렇게 특출난 편은 아니지만 그래도 열심히 연습을 해서 조금씩 더
He sounds beautiful.
성장하는 모습을 많이 보여드리려고 노력을.
From the album Wings, Jin had his own solo song called Awake. Jin also learns the guitar as a hobby during his downtime.
Can we spin Jin? Right, Jimmy, stop sneaking in. This is Jin time.
Yeah.
Pause. Hi.
I can't imagine Jin not being a singer. He does sing so wonderfully.
I'm so
And I'm just
I'm
like,
so
what? So
shocked.
are you telling me that if I went somewhere and had a proper singing teacher that I could actually sing? Surely it's not as easy as that, Jin. It must have been there.
Yeah, well, some people have a foundation of a natural talent that you can build on, and other people, you can teach anyone to sing. In theory, everybody can sing. It just depends on how good or bad it is, because it's a muscle, it's an instrument. So it actually massively depends on how much you practice. But that's a testament to all of them, that they are such good singers, not just as in like vocal and tones and things like that, but their technical placement of their voice and their larynx and things like that you, like if you're into all that stuff, they're technically really, really good singers. Like what they do really well. And so it's a compliment that obviously they've had really good teachers, they practice really hard, and they know what they're doing, and they do it, and they execute it really, really well.
They must have looked at him and thought, hey, wow, you're gorgeous. But there also must have been something else that they saw in him that they thought, we want to make you...
Yeah, because otherwise he wouldn't have passed the audition. They called him in because he was handsome, but he still had to audition.
Yes, would have had to audition, and then there just must have
Maybe
been something they saw in him and
Yeah.
thought, you're the right... You know, if they're like picking people for like who's going to go with that, you're the right character, that person that
They
we
might have
need.
just thought he's just very likeable. And if you're going to be in a group of guys, they may have also think, I can see him being able to fit with people well.
Yeah, visuals.
You know, because you might have someone you think they're really good looking, but they're a bit abrasive, and putting them in a group, they may not are going to clash with people. They might have thought with him, he's handsome, he seems like a nice guy.
It was just meant to be.
He may have sung a bit, and they thought we can work with that.
Yeah, there's potential. There's potential there.
I really want to watch more of Jin and his jokes and stuff.
Oh, yes. It's so funny.
I love
what I love about
jokes.
that is that every one of those scenes he is cracking up, and everyone else is just like, oh my God.
That's it. He'll tell the joke and it'll be like slightly funny, and some of them really, really land. Obviously the translation, we won't get it as much because the Korean jokes, but oftentimes he'll start laughing and they start laughing at him, and that's why they're laughing, but he's off on his own. He thinks he's hilarious.
That's exactly how it is with me and Jake.
Yes.
I tell my jokes. And my jokes that I make up myself as well, which I think are really funny.
I can remember being at Erin's house and we were just doing puns and we were giggling away, and they was looking at us like, are you serious?
There you go.
Deep breaths. We're ready.
Yeah.
Calm down, everybody.
Sorry.
Calm down.
Was I?
God, I can even feel it building in me, the excitement right now. As I say, calm down.
So we've got Min Yoongi, rapper producer, born March 9th, 1993.
I love that sort of
Like RM, Suga, also known as Augusty, is a rapper producer who received harsh criticism for leaving underground rapping.
So fast.
I love that. You should be glad I'm an idol. Suga's known for his rapid fire rap, which he coined in one song called his tongue technology. Suga has a reputation of being intimidatingly
beautiful.
savage, blunt, and he will cuss you out if you wake him up from his precious sleep. However, he actually cares deeply about his members. As it turns out, Suga is just an introvert who likes to be alone with his music, and he's always sleepy because he chooses to stay up late composing songs in his studio, the Genius Lab.
It's that piano is like such a thing for me.
처음에는 성공이 하고 싶었고 돈도 벌고 싶었고 이상 유명해지고 싶다는 생각은 없었던 것 같아요. 처음에 막연히 오빠가 되고 싶어서 서울 왔던 사람이었어요.
그러니까 저는 곡을 거의 한 달에 하나 쓰면 많이 완성하면 많이 쓰는 편이에요. 형은 곡 얼마나 자주 써요? 그래도
So even they're impressed by him.
쓴 것 같은데? 사랑스러워. 아니 그러면 모르겠어요. 1년에 365개면 좀 365개면 한
In 2017, Suga won an award for producing Suran's hit song Wine. In 2018, he was one of 25 people promoted to being a full member of the Korean Music Copyright Association. They protecting his security. I love it when they do that.
How weird for him.
I love how
him to be
happy they are
without
for
them.
him.
Suga was poor as a teen. He worked part-time jobs and made many sacrifices to pursue music, a risky career move that led to fights with his parents.
버스를 탈 돈이 없어. 2,000원짜리 짜장면을 먹으면 버스 못 타고 하라고 돈 못 받고.
It's like when I told you, like, you had to choose between food or getting the bus. And in his self-produced 2016 mixtape August D, Suga opened up about his experiences with social anxiety and depression. Because of his own struggles, Suga often writes lyrics to help listeners get through their most difficult times.
하시는 거 다 해야 되고 꼭 모두 이루시고 꿈이 없으신 분도 괜찮습니다. 꿈 없을 수도 있어요. 행복하시면 됩니다. 행복하게 새해를 시작하면서 행복하게 한 해 또 마무리 짓는 그런 2018년이 되었으면 좋겠습니다.
I knew you were going to say that about his nose.
It's just that one bit was just right there.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's right.
I don't know where else it would be, but it's right there.
Yeah, very sad. Suga has had, with his anxiety and his depression, he has had counselling before, and he was in a hospital. He was hospitalised for a little while as well.
What, whilst he was in BTS or before?
I think it was before. I think it was when he first came to Seoul. But he did that all on his own because his parents obviously he's from Daegu, but also his parents, I think he was quite private about it, so I don't think they realised how much of a problem it was for him. And in his songs he talks about it as well, like his family coming and finally hearing from the doctor and things like that.
Oh, that's such a sad thing as a parent to not know and hear that your baby has like
struggling.
Oh,
that bit where, you know, it was the black screen and the lyrics were coming up in English. It's almost like even you could hear it in his voice, what he was saying as well. Like you could feel
it was
the tone.
Yeah, when they record it in the studio, that's what's quite amazing about I mean, obviously we love seeing the live performances, but when you hear the tracks and the emotion that they're putting in just when they're recording it, and especially even more so meaningful because they write most of the stuff themselves, so it has a meaning. So it's really cool, like you say, you can feel the emotion that what it means.
Even if I couldn't see what he was saying, I'd get that he was talking about something hard.
You would feel the pain, yeah. It's sad. But I think it's amazing that he it's very vulnerable to write about that and put it all on the line, but for the benefit of others.
Yeah.
And I think in a way maybe that must be therapeutic for him, because if he tried it and it didn't quite help him, or he didn't find fulfillment from it in some way, then he probably wouldn't have continued. But we have continued to see him put his lyrics like that out there.
Do you think that's how he writes so many songs?
Potentially. I just think he's such a deep thinker, and I don't believe any of them are young souls. How can they create the content that they do? Do you know what I mean? And have the views
But then
that are so progressive.
I wonder as well, when they were talking about writing songs, and RM was saying about one song a month, and whether that's because he's in his head, he's writing the lyrics and he's producing a song, you know, and he's thinking it all through. Whereas I wonder with Suga whether he's just getting all his thoughts out in a song. Where he may be thinking that's probably not a song I'm ever going to use, but I'm getting it out.
Yeah, I would say from what I've seen of them, that's probably quite an accurate description of Suga, is that he never goes anywhere without like his laptop or his, what's that board thing, synthesizer or something? Yeah, he always takes those, even on the Bon Voyages and that, and he'll just start, and he just, like you were saying with your notepad, he just writes down his thoughts, and then he'll compose tunes and melodies separately, and then he can put them together.